So what you're going to learn from my video, from this video series, is how these three judges maligned me by how they conducted my court hearings. They maligned me, period. And not only did they malign me, there's other departments within the judicial system that should have been independent was complicit in the maligning, my maligning and being maligned in my divorce. My divorce case with this white man. Remember, if you guys don't remember, I'm married to a white guy. Well, as of the time I'm making this video, I'm still married. And I've been married to him for over 20 years. But going back to the state of affairs today, and this is mind-boggling to me. When it started happening to me, it opened my eyes as to why this continues to happen. This continues to happen because these people in authority know when they go before these judges, they're not going to be held to a higher standard. It's going to be, oh, these are black people in this situation. And so they will get away with it. If you look at the George Floyd case, as of the time that I'm making this video, his attorney hired an independent coroner, and you see the coroner's report is not in line with what the county is saying the cause of death. And the reason why the cause of death by the county is probably inaccurate, it's for court purposes, for charges, what they can do and how they can charge this man for murdering, lynching George Floyd. Say his name, George Floyd. You guys don't know how that. I mean, you're in pain like I am. How am I gonna say you don't know? For me to see that man being lynched, and he was saying, my faith is strong. I serve a good God, and that is what kept me going. Watching that man be murdered, and he was not only calling for his mother, he said, what I heard him say is, I'm strong in my faith. Meanwhile, standers by, other black people are saying, why don't you stop? One brother was even like, you won't try me. He was trying to get him to stop. Why 3 or 4 other white cops watched that. I don't want to get too deep in that at this moment, but the other 3 officers, we need to request that they be charged, because what's happening, if they're not charged properly, is going to set a precedent in the future. See, they need to be charged for allowing it, for watching, for standing by. First of all, they're held to a higher standard. If you commit a crime, if you're with someone and they commit a crime and they murder someone, you're also complicit in the crime as well, right? So if they stood there and watched this man murder another man in the line of duty while they were working, they had a duty to stop him. They had a duty to protect him as police officers. There's many legal reasons why these other 3 officers should be charged. See, we need to hold them accountable. Then moving forward, this is the way America works. We have a judicial system, and we have to hold them accountable. We can protest, we can get mad, we can get angry, but let me tell you something. I've been married to this white man for over 20 years, and I'm not a racist. You'll learn that. Far from it. I love black people. I love people. I'm not a racist because I don't feel inferior to anybody. I love me and I love mine. And because of that, I don't feel inferior to anybody else. So I don't have any racist feelings inside me. Okay? But what I learned that, and I hate to put a blanket statement, but this has been my experience with white people, you have to shame them. What is effective is shame and hitting them in the pocket. If you shame them, embarrass them, and hit them in the pocket, then you get results. You've seen white men that lost their money and were charged with fraud or whatever, with disgrace. They gonna jump off buildings and shoot themselves because they can't deal with the shame of their embarrassment. You know, I'm not gonna get into too much into the psychology of it, but the primary thing that I'm gonna try to get across in these videos, and you guys know that I can be long-winded, and I am suffering from post-concussion syndrome, so sometimes I lose my train of thought, and I'm long-winded anyway, to be honest with you. But the point that I really want to make in this video, in the introductory part of this video, is that this is happening because these criminals, savages, know that when they go before the court system, that it's unlikely that they would be convicted, or convicted to the extent of what the law says or allows. And you're gonna find that when I get to my case, and you see that this racist judge, Judge Sarah Heidel, maligned me, and her superior, the assistant judge of the family court, the assistant person in charge, head judge in the family court system in Los Angeles, instead of reprimanding her for her improprieties, she crucified me. The way that they sat there and put their knee on that man's neck and took his life from him, that's what they've been trying to do to me. It shouldn't come to us dying for us to take steps or to join forces or come together. We should be afforded the same legal right or just liberties as a white person, as white people. You know, I realize I'm rambling, guys. I need to get to the purpose of this video. And to be quite honest with you, the content is very hurtful for me. And that's another reason why we need to push forward. I'm a very strong woman, and this has broke me. I have suffered, and I'm in pain, and it's hard for me. It's debilitating for me to even think about. And what always comes to me is black people died for me. George Floyd died for me. Many people died for me to have liberties. So the minimum I can do, I can sit here and tell you people, disclose what these people did to me. But I want to really quickly again go back to the GoFundMe. So within the GoFundMe, please, sisters, this is to y'all. Y'all know in other videos I told you guys that I really wanted this to be about black women. So these videos are targeted to black women. But based on how I see other people showing up, I don't even want to alienate other people. But at the same time, I want to show the power and that black girl magic. So, sisters, please show up for me. I'm begging you to show up for me. $1. And in terms of if anyone has any issues with how the funds are going to be allocated, all this is going to the Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist website. I did the website long ago. It didn't get a lot of traction. That's why I decided to do videos that might be more impactful or more compelling, talking to you guys instead of having you guys read. So on the GoFundMe, donate $1, and at the bottom you see my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the Judge Sarah Heidel is the racist social media. And what I would like you to do, you can find photos of these racist judges on the Instagram or Twitter. I don't think I put it on Facebook, but I'll put it on Facebook too. What I would like you to do to show that you donated $1 or whatever you donated. If they donate more, I'm like, of course I would want more, but I'm excited about it being $1. Because if we can do this with $1, it's going to demonstrate the power that we have. So once you donate your $1, what I'm asking you to do, the hashtag is, do you see me? And the second hashtag is, I see you. So when you donate $1, what I'm going to ask you to do to shine a light on the situation is post the photo of any one of the judges. Judge Sarah Heidel is the one who began this. There are two other judges involved, and I'll have their photo posted on Instagram, Twitter. I haven't put them on Facebook yet, but you can grab the photo, post the photo on your Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter with these two hashtags. Do you see me? I see you. Okay? Because the whole thing, if you want to add I can't breathe to it, yo, add I can't breathe. Yo, we need air. We need air, and we're going to get some air. Black people in America have not been nurtured. America has not nurtured Black America or Black people. We have not been nurtured by this country. We've been traumatized. And this is where accountability comes into play. We can't look to them to save us. It's time that we take action. And as I said, we are not being nurtured. We are being traumatized. So the natural course of action is to nurture one another. That should be instinctual to us. To get through these difficult times and to ensure that these things stop happening, how we love and nurture and support one another and stand up for one another is going to determine how successful we are at finally being equal and having justice and having rare occasions of this discrimination. And again, I want to be very clear that I believe this is happening because the judicial system in America. These three racist judges, and I think many other judges, when they hear these cases, they frame the law to benefit those non-Black people. And the goal is economic power, is to maintain economic power. At the end of the day, that's what this is about. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's what this is about. This is about maintaining economic power. Or just power in general over the country. You know, so it's important that we hold these judges accountable. I don't, because I think this is happening abundantly. You know, because when this happened to me, and you start thinking about all these, okay, so these cops and these people that are breaking the law and these people who are violating Black people, they have to have some sort of person or repercussions for their behavior, right? They don't have to be accountable because they know. When I tell you about what they did to me, this is like, it's an unspoken rule how they malign us. And, you know, this can sound like a conspiracy theory to you. Conspiracy theory is when a group or covert organization dictates an event or some type of happening. That's a conspiracy. What's happening in America is not covert, it's overt. Ahmaud Arbery was murdered by a police officer, and they had the unmitigated gall to record it. This is how comfortable they are with maligning and murdering and raping and being savages to Black people. They went to this woman's house and murdered her. They went her home and murdered her. George Floyd, my heart hurts. George Floyd, your death is not going to be in vain. I promise you, George Floyd. That's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. And those who witness this, know about this, it should be very impactful to you as well. And I have a GoFundMe, and I'm asking for $1 to my GoFundMe. It should be a link to donate $1. And if you know what, if you can't donate $1, I'm just asking that you share this video with someone. I really would like you, I mean, not just for the goal and the purpose. The goal and the purpose is to file a lawsuit against these 3 judges. You know, just like George Floyd has the capital to go in order to hire an independent coroner, independent medical evaluator, a medical coroner. No, I'm not saying that properly. That's what happens in America. Remember I told you they want economic power. We lose often, and we are disenfranchised and maligned and traumatized because we don't have the economic resource to stand up for ourselves. But that's individually. Collaboratively, we do. And that's why, y'all, I get excited about this. If I'm successful in this, do you understand what that's going to say? You know how they're going to think twice about maligning us? If I raise enough funds to hire a civil rights attorney to sue the judicial system in Los Angeles? Do you know how they're going to think twice before they not... See, the thing about murdering black people, that is extreme. We shouldn't have to... It shouldn't come to us dying. Okay? Okay, you guys are going to learn how the head judge of the family court system in Los Angeles maligned me. Instead of disciplining this white woman for her improprieties, he violated my civil rights. They stick together. Which brings me to the house nigga. The house nigga. Okay, so there's a trend in America, and you may have noticed it in your own place of employment, or if you haven't put this together, you will once I say this to you. There's a trend in America where white people in power will employ black people under them, and it's to cover them, to protect them, or to mask their true racist identity, saying, oh, I hired this black person. But they also hire them to further violate black people. They use them to victimize, malign, demean, and further violate black people. The house nigga. The house nigga has this perceived higher status, and he or she supports the existing power structure that favors white people over black people. And again, they do it to have this perceived higher status. You know, I'm guilty of always psychoanalyzing people, but can you think of, just imagine the consciousness of a house nigga? I think about that, and he or she must really feel inferior to white people. They will sell us down the river just to get some extra shine. So I'm saying that because as we unravel my case, you will identify a few house niggas. And this may have happened to you. You may have never put it together, but in employment, I've seen often in teams, in departments, they'll hire a black person in charge and they have black people under them. And the white person in power will dictate to that black person how they want to allocate or dictate performance or whatever job requirements are, or how they manage their employee. And they get the house nigga to use the whip. So I'm not even going to point it out to you. As you listen to what happened to me, you will identify the house nigga. And I think we need to highlight the house nigga, because just like we hold these racist judges I'm accountable. I mean, if white racists that go out, kill, murder, rape, malign black people, if those are savages, what is the house nigga? That's the cannibal. The house nigga is the cannibal because he or she is willing to feed on his own. And y'all know the house nigga. Some of the house niggas are watching this video. Many house niggas are going to comment in the comment section. And they're going to say this video is, I'm doing this video because I'm mad about my marriage, or I'm a scorned woman. You know, instead of actually looking at the facts that I'm going to demonstrate to you, and it's going to be clear that I was maligned. But the house nigga's not going to be able to own up because he's an anti-black person. And he or she is just a victim just like the rest of us. Like I said, we are not nurtured and loved in this country, and some of the indirect outcome is the house nigga. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I had to take a break. It's hard for me. I was, and actually again, I'm starting to experience anxiety because I have to tell you guys what happened to me. And every time I went to court, these people violated me, like it was Jim Crow. And consciously, I know I have to push forward, but unconsciously, I'm experiencing just like involuntary body functions. My heart is racing. I'm scared, and it's a natural fear. It's a fight or flight responses, and it's like the body way of saying, your body's way of stopping you from doing whatever's causing you pain. The body's saying, hey, wait a minute, this is uncomfortable. And so I experienced somewhat of a paralysis, like I can't do it anymore. And, you know, I think everything happens in divine order. I got to push forward because of the current climate today. I think everything happens in divine order. So I think it's necessary that I push forward. I watched the Sandra Bland documentary last night, and if you guys watched it, or if you haven't, I encourage you to. That police officer got behind her to harass her. He set her up. And all the things that we're seeing where the police officers are murdering black people, black men, and black women, and they keep on trying to make it about police brutality, which is kind of like how should I say, a remedy or result, or like a remedy or a result. You guys remember I have a concussion, so sometimes the words don't come to me, but it is a result of the consciousness today. America is ran. Now I'm like saying this out loud because I don't think this way. I think positively. I manifest things into reality, so I don't think negative thoughts for the most part. I try not to, but I have to say what really goes on. White men run America. And we seeing these officers murder black people. This is not just police brutality. This is about the consciousness of these people. This demonstrates what they think about us. And I gotta tell you, saying that for me is hard for me. Even though I recognize that, always know that, I don't put those thoughts in my head because I'm the gatekeeper of my thoughts. And that's not good for me. That's not good for anyone to continually have these negative emotions. I explained to you in a previous video what it does to us physically. And I'm really trying to communicate to you guys that I'm really having a hard time. And it is why I know it is necessary that I continue, because for the most part, just not, period, I'm a strong black woman. And I always have been. I mean, this is my destiny. Since I was a little girl, I was the one to protect my friends in kindergarten, elementary school, to the bully. I was the one that stood up to the bully. I'm a strong person. I have a girls group. I don't lean on people. People normally lean on me. And this is really shaking me. I'm really having a hard time. So what comes to my mind, these are family court judges where there are young black boys, young Latino boys, young black women, all types of people, poor white people that are going before these judges, and these judges are not ethical. The fact that they're doing it to me, okay, it's against me because I'm a black person. This is happening purely, and I'm going to prove it to you beyond a reasonable doubt, that this happened to me because I'm black and my husband's white. With in coincidental, I can't, words don't come to me properly, I'm so sorry. Me being black and him being white demonstrates the economic disparity in America. We are married. This is California is a community property state. Everything's supposed to be half. When you see what they did to me and how they did it to me, because this man is white and I'm black, it is going to further demonstrate that there needs to be changes in America. I was going somewhere with this in my thoughts, you guys. Stay with me. Listen, I'm going to demonstrate to you what they did to me. I know that I tend to ramble, but it's very important to me, or just in general, that you stick with me. I am going to identify what's germane to the case to demonstrate that these people violated me. But I keep trying to communicate to you guys the importance of my case and why it's important that I file a lawsuit against the Los Angeles judicial system. What I'm going to propose in the future is that we do a reform to the Civil Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act of 2020, and maybe we can name it George Floyd reform, because he was definitely sacrificed, and because he lost his life, we can't let him lose his life. Him, Sandra Bland, all the people that they're murdering, we can't let that go in vain, y'all. It's just like, we can't. I'm so overwhelmed, and one of the reasons why we have such a hard time fixing the problem, because there's so much of it. We have to begin with an outline. The Civil Rights Act of 2020. What do we have to look at? Police brutality. Judicial misconduct. Corporate misconduct. There's a lot. And y'all rock with me. We're going to take care of this, okay? I'm having a hard time, but this is my destiny. When that lady looked at me and was nasty to me, and I'm sitting there like, why is she doing this to me? Because everything happens in divine order. And we are going to make a difference. I need y'all to rock with me. I watched that Sandra Bland last night, and yo, I am Sandra Bland. I'm going to add to the website, Sandra Speaks. I really need to focus on, I was married to a white man and 3 racist judges tried to annihilate me. I need to focus on, do you see me campaign fundraiser to raise enough funds to file a civil lawsuit against these judges? And it's a great possibility that once we shine a light on this, other people are going to come forward, and this might even become a class action suit. I told you other people reached out to me in the system. I'll talk about it later. Other people that I came in contact with who are having similar issue. And so the reason why this is important, when we do this, when we do this civil rights reform or this update to the Civil Rights Act, we have to demonstrate why it's necessary. Why does current climate today requires an update to the Civil Rights Act? When I'm recording this video, the mayor of Atlanta swiftly fired the people who killed that man. I mean, you guys, I gotta stay focused, but as I sit here, all these things come to my mind as what we need to do. That officer smacked Sandra Bland, okay? He had no reason or right to smack her. There's nothing in the Constitution. There's nothing about him being a police officer or a traffic cop that legitimizes him smacking her. A reasonable person who's a critical thinker is going to deduce this man spoke to this woman this way. He goaded her because she's a black woman and he was a white man. The lady on the show, I think her name was Bonnie something Bonnie. I'll put the name below. She said Sandra Bland's name is one of the few names of black women who took on a life of its own that we heard about her. And this is another thing that I gotta say to y'all, okay? Because we keep seeing black men. And I know there are probably a disproportionate of issues with black women. Ahmaud Arbery, they hid it. They hid it. So, I want to say this, and I'm going to move on, but I want you guys to think what is the percentage of real serious violations that happen to black men and women that we don't hear about, that we don't know about. I want to tell y'all everything was because I'm brainstorming all that I'm going to do, but I got to stay focused and I got to be laser focused on everything, each item that we have to do. Again, you guys, these racist judges try to malign me because I'm a black woman. And their consciousness is like, oh, you've been married to this white man, benefiting from his white privilege for 20 years. How dare you expect to be treated equally in a court of law in California? How dare you? That's the message she's saying to me. That's the message, each of them. It was 3. And if you're an attorney, please comment below how in the heck did I have 3 judges assigned to my case? How did 3 judges get involved in my case? As I discuss everything that happened, I need y'all to comment. If you see holes in my story, call me out on it. Okay? If you see something that you're uncomfortable with, doesn't make sense to you, leave a comment. So, I gotta get to it, y'all. I ramble because I gotta tell y'all what happened. And so, I believe where I left off was, I'm going to court. It's February the 7th, 2019. And, it's my spousal support hearing, and I don't recall if I told you guys or not this, but I went a whole year without requesting spousal support from my husband. He left in January of 2018. I believe in previous videos I talked to you about the first day I went to court on January the 2nd, 2019. And you guys, I know this sounds very convoluted, but this is also a part of my case because I submitted my documents, medical records, to this judge in December 2018. My doctor said that I'm having anxiety and issues dealing with the divorce and I shouldn't deal with it. Okay? And this is going to discuss me needing an attorney. Okay? So I'm going to court. It's February the 7th, 2019 for spousal support. And I want to make sure I tell you guys correctly. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to sit here and be calm and explain to you guys what happened. So we have a court date, February the 7th, 2019 for spousal support. And what happened was he responded, his attorney employs these very unethical tactics because she knows I'm not an attorney and she does things that's not in the court procedure because I'm not an attorney. Which incidentally, I will reference below or in the website the law that says that California law, family law says that if there's a disparity in income that he and I should be on the equal plane in terms of the type of representation. So I'm going here and I don't have an attorney. If you recall, the January court date, I tell the lady, I don't know things, I need to take care, I need to get an attorney. And in a future date, I have a hearing for attorney fees, okay? So she sends a response, his attorney sends a response to me, and so I'm going to tell you guys all the lies that are in the response. So he sent a response, and I didn't anticipate him doing this. It came less than 2 weeks before the court date, which is not legal. That with court procedures, that she shouldn't have been able to do that. But that was one of her negative, unethical tactics that she would do. In the response, he submitted a letter that an email that I sent to him saying, "Thanks, honey, for letting me keep some of the extra of the taxes because I need the money, extra money for Coachella." In his response, because in my first initial motion, I'm saying he hasn't given me any money for the entire year, and practically he hadn't. He had left at a certain time. I think he had paid a couple of bills before he left, but when he left everything, and he put things in my name and started making me pay. And again, you guys, my husband was the primary wage earner for at least 10 years, the last 10 years before the divorce was filed. So in his response, he says that he submits an email where I say, "Thank you for letting me keep some of the money for Coachella. I need money for Coachella." He submit a photo of me from Instagram at a festival pouring champagne in the glass. And so he says in his response that she's saying that I didn't give her any money. Look, I gave her money for Coachella, and look at her in Coachella enjoying herself with champagne. So she has money. Okay? So again, you guys follow along. This is how they frame us. This is how, when we have court cases, how the judge and the people in authority manipulate the actual truth of what's going on. So in my response, I respond to his response. And what I did is I submitted a printout of our checking account. Oh, let me tell you guys about Coachella. Okay, you guys, for a few years we've been going to Coachella together. I actually went the first year. Me and my son went. My daughter was away at college. Me and my son went the first year. My son stayed with his friend. My husband stayed with me at the hotel in Palm Springs. He played golf. Okay? I think that same year is when he actually left. The next year, we went together. Me and my son went. My daughter was mad because she couldn't go the last time, so she came. And so what happened was, I don't have any income. My kids were paying for everything. I think my son and my daughter may have helped pay for the ticket. They all pitched in on my ticket, okay? My son and my daughter paid for the room, okay? And so I need to have money. What he's referring to was the email. We got our taxes back around about spring or near Coachella, which is in April. We got back like $4,080. I submitted a printout of our checking account showing when the money from the tax return funded and him transferring $2,000 to himself. It was $4,080. He should have took $2,040. He let me keep $40. And I know you guys saying, well, why are you thinking for $40? Y'all, my husband is like this. My husband grew up very well-to-do, wealthy, and y'all, old wealth, they're very frugal with their money. Okay? He counts every dime. Me saying thank you to him for letting me keep this $40, this is me trying to smooth things over. He doesn't live with me. We're going through a divorce. I'm trying my best to be nice so this man could be amicable with me and not give me a lot of shit that, it could be easy. So I thanked him. Okay? So I demonstrate to the judge, look, this is what he's talking about. And this is important because throughout the each hearing, they submit evidence that they lie. I discredit the evidence with my evidence. You're going to see, if you read the transcript, they never question anything my husband says. They question everything I say. Okay, the photo he took from my Instagram. Okay, the photo was a picture of me at the Polo Classic, which is in October in Los Angeles. On the photo, it says #Polo Classic, October, I believe 2018. Okay, I tell him, I say, because what happened was when I got this response and he lied, I called him crying, like, why are you telling all these lies? And I said, and you're so dumb, you submitted that stupid photo saying that I was at Coachella enjoying champagne. Honey, the picture was in Polo Classic, the date's on there, and you even see his hashtag Polo Classic. He goes, well, I didn't do that. If you can tell, you can tell by the screenshot that it was done with an iPhone, and he is an Android user. His lawyer is an iPhone user. She's had iPads and MacBooks in court, so he will throw you under the bus. Anybody? This is who this man is. He'll throw anybody under the bus. He'll have no loyalties to anybody. Okay? So, the point that I'm making, you guys, I submit this evidence to this judge. I'm showing that they are not telling the truth. And if you guys watch Judge Mathis, you know, on Judge Mathis, in a civil case, when he catches someone in a lie, they lose credibility. I'm going to discredit things they do through every court hearing. I discredit what they do. This unethical woman lies at the drop of a dime. She lies. It's the judge's duty and responsibility to question this. So I'm not going to get too much involved in that because this was the very beginning. Oh, the photo and then the champagne. I'll tell y'all about the champagne because at this point I didn't have any money. We went to the Polo Classic. Everybody had special fast pass tickets. I couldn't afford to get those tickets. Okay? The champagne. I have a girls group. And my girls group is to promote girlfriend relationships. This is kind of when a part of this man being nasty and mean to me, because my daughter that went away to college, I was finally able to live my life. I created a girls group and we would do things like go to Taco Tuesday and do different stuff. This is another one. He started being jealous of me having my own life. In this girls group, when we would have events, after every event, I would email the group. I would say, thank you, you guys, to everyone who attended, and I would reference something that happened. And this is on a media platform. In an email, I thanked everyone for the Polo Classic, and I thanked the girl who bought the champagne. That champagne was $100. I didn't have $100. My girlfriend bought the champagne. And in the email, I submit as evidence my email to the group saying, hey, you guys, thanks for attending the Polo Classic. It was great. So and so and so and so. And thank you so and so for sharing that wonderful champagne with me. Okay? So that's me discrediting him. I think there were several other items that he lied about. And in my response, you guys, I discredited him. I rebutted it. Every single thing he submitted, I responded to. And in court, she never addressed anything about what I submitted in my original proposal. My original, I guess it's called my motion. Okay, so we go to court. It's February the 7th. And so I meet his lawyer in the hall. And she comes up to me and she goes, you know what? We have to meet and confer. And you guys, this is the only time that this attorney ever meets and confers with me. And it was to rattle me. It was more of her unethical, nasty tactic to a black woman who's trying to live. Okay? So, this wasn't the same lawyer. The first lawyer, I remember, was a nice black lady who was really nice and acknowledged that this lady was being racist. The January 2nd court date, she just appeared on behalf of his actual attorney. I guess she probably had a court hearing that same day from the January hearing. So February, spousal support hearing. I meet her in the hallway. I never saw her before. She says, well, we want to ask to move the court date to the court dates in March. Remember, you guys, and this is germane to the case, there's 2 court dates in March. March 13th is vocational evaluation. His lawyer, he and his lawyer did a motion for a vocational evaluation. That's where they evaluate my ability to say what my income should be in the divorce, okay? March the 14th was my court date for attorney fees. You guys, I'm telling you this, everything I say to you, I'm not just rambling, I'm saying this to you because this is germane to the case. If you remember back in January, on the transcripts in January, she identifies that there's a March 13th court date and there's a March 14th court date. The young lady who appeared on his behalf identified what the dates were and what they were for. That was back in January, and this is important, okay, you guys? So she wanted to move the court date. You guys, I didn't have any money, okay? This man's been going. I got rear-ended 30, 90 days before, like 3 months before. I had no income. The year before, I was robbing Paul to pay Peter. I was living on credit cards and driving. Remember, y'all, drove Uber. I spent $250 a week to rent this car because my car was too old. I had previous back issues. I had 3 accidents in January. And y'all see how I am cognitively today? How you think I was 90 days after I got rear-ended, okay? So she says in the hallway, we want to ask to move it. I was like, no, we can't ask to move it. Then she gives me these documents. The document she gave me was an ex-spouse printout. I believe she should have gave me the ex-spouse printout ample time. I knew nothing about this ex-spouse printout was admissible because the facilitator told me that it wasn't admissible. The only reason why I knew about it because one of the girls in my group, who was actually also at the Polo Classic, she told me about the ex-spouse, and several attorneys that I talked to told me approximately how much he was supposed to give me. Based on my husband's income and my income, my husband was supposed to give me between $4,200 and $4,500. My spousal support should have been between $4,200 and $4,500, what it was supposed to be. Okay? I'm in LA, I'm in California. Y'all know all the celebrities that get divorced and how they take everything and what they spousal support and all the stuff they do. Now, when it's a black woman, it's married to this white man, I want y'all to see how the tables turn, how things change. So, she asked me in the hallway, girl, I was scared. I was like, no, you can't move it. I was like, no, I need money. And so even his attorney that sat in January was like, oh, don't worry, you'll get, she said, this is his attorney, the one that sat in, the attorney that sat in for him. It was an associate. When we were leaving, we were going to the elevator. I told you we talked, and she acknowledged that this lady was being racist to both of us because we're both black, right? She sat in the hallway, because she saw me being afraid. This was back in January. She was like, you'll get retroactive spousal support. Don't worry, it will be okay. So I get to court. They asked to move it. You guys, she didn't have the authority to move it. I didn't know that. This was more of this unethical woman's tactic to frazzle me. And she did. I was scared. I was like, no, we can't move. I can't wait another month. I don't have money for my bills. I don't have money for food. Okay, so we go into the courtroom. So, and y'all, my brain's not good. I'm a lot better now, but back then I was really bad. We go to court. We're in this courtroom. I'm not familiar with going to court. I'm not a criminal. I don't have civil actions. I don't go to court, so I don't know the court procedure, okay? So I see this white couple. This is the same judge as January, but I don't realize. And in the transcript, you see me discuss, I don't think this is the same judge. I don't know, okay? Because she's talking to the white couple so nice and calmly. They were having issues about where they're going, who was going to keep the house. Was the wife going to refinance and buy the husband out? Y'all, this racist woman with this white couple, she sat there, and everything I'm saying is court record. Everything I'm saying can be verified, okay? This was February the 7th, 2019, and these people went before my court case, okay? So, the white couple, it was 2 attorneys, they were being all respectful. She coached them. I remember listening to her coach them on saying, you know what, you guys are wasting time, it's getting expensive, like y'all need to come up with something. My heart is hurting, y'all, because this is not how they treated me. This is not what they did to me. Okay? So, she's sitting here talking to these people. She coached them. She was like, well, you guys need to come up with something. And I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe this is a different lady. Maybe it's not the same woman. Okay? And so then another white girl come up there. She was there for a restraining order. She was trying to have a restraining order put on some guy who never got served. This woman sat there, white lady, white couple. She sits there and she coaches the woman, because the guy was evading getting served the restraining order, and I think she said he was in Arizona. Yeah, y'all, I remember because I was paying attention. And so she sat there and she coached the woman about how to get him served. What she said, not exact words, was that there are, I think, professional process servers. They're very crafty in serving them. So, and this lady's about 40. Y'all see this racist lady, okay? She's about 40, young. So I'm thinking in my mind, either it's the same lady, and when I went before her the first time, she was having a bad day, or maybe this is a different judge. But she's progressive and she's young. In my heart, these people want to move the court date, but part of me is thinking, well, good, this is a young progressive judge. She's going to be fair to me. She's going to see the how much she makes and I don't have income. It's all going to work out. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, you guys? This is not what happened. Okay, you guys, so it's our turn. Okay? And I'm going to try to be calm, and I'm really going to try to be laser focused and tell you guys exactly what happened and how it happened. So we go before the judge. The judge starts to talk to my husband's attorney because she starts to say that she wants to move the court date because there are 2 other court dates. Okay, y'all, I'm experiencing the same anxiety right now. My heart is racing, and the same way I'm having an issue discussing this with you with clarity, how you think I was behaving in front of this judge? I was scared. Okay? So, she starts talking about saying she wanted to move the court date. But you guys, she couldn't move the court date. It was my motion. They couldn't move it unless I agreed to it. Okay? But of course, I don't know that. If you have been in a position where you didn't have money to pay your bills, or you had some kind of fear, and black and white people, y'all know exactly the kind of fear I'm discussing. Okay? So she starts talking to her, and I say, why did she get to go first? This is when I realized this is the same nasty lady. She turns at me and looks at me in disgust like, why are you talking? And I'm like, you know, I'm learning stuff, and I knew the word moving party. I said, I'm the moving party. Why does she get to go first? Now, you guys, in this whole campaign presentation, the important factors is that when they malign black people, there has to be complicit people in this department. America is founded on checks and balances. So each department has a separate department. And it's a reason to make sure there's checks and balances. And the reason why I'm saying that, remember, the Central Park 5 is one of the examples that I'm giving. In order for them to have had to malign 5 minority boys in a rape, other departments had to be complicit. In these videos, I'm going to demonstrate to you how all the different departments that's supposed to be independent was complicit with this racist lady. And this is why they kill black men in the street without fear of repercussions. These transcripts, are so bogus, it's ridiculous. You go to the website, I have a copy of February the 7th, 2019's transcripts. What she does is, and in order for this to do this has to be the judge and the court reporter working in concert together. And it didn't dawn on me till I started reading it. A lot of the verbiage, like it's a dialogue, it doesn't make sense. Because I'm not exactly sure how transcripts are done. I think it's a recording. What she did was she removed testimony, okay? When she looked at me nasty, I said, I apologize. She said, you don't have to apologize. All that dialogue, that's somewhere else in the transcripts. They moved the transcripts because, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to say this to you black people. America is a great country. Are they maligning us? Yes, they are. But we're going to make a difference. The America was founded on specific ideas, okay, and rules and regulations. Did they do it from white? Was it based on white people? Yeah. But we're going to have our rights as well because we're Americans. And we have the same right. Whether they want to give it to us or not, we're going to get the same right. Okay? So the point that I'm making is rules and regulations. And the rule is, and we all know, when we see Judge Mathis, when Judge Mathis has his court, because this is a civil proceeding, Judge Mathis let the person, the moving party, the person who brought on the action, speak. He let him talk a little bit, then he lets the other person speak. Okay? When she started talking, and I'm not going to lie, I was scared that she was going to say yes to them. Okay? Remember, in January, I begged her to give me something. I begged her to give me something. Okay? She didn't give me anything. And I said to her, he's been gone for over a year. He was the primary wage earner. And I don't know what state you guys are in, but in California, it's community property. Okay? And so it's equitable. I'm supposed to live in the same lifestyle that I have enjoyed. After a 10-year long-term marriage, I'm supposed to have the same lifestyle I had throughout the marriage. Okay? I'm going to tell you my lifestyle. Now I'm going through divorce with this white man. So, I'm scared, you guys. So, his lawyer starts to give reason why she wants to move it. And then when I say, why did she get to go first? She looked at me nasty. And y'all know how white girls in authority talk down to y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how she spoke to me. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm not being nasty. I'm not being disrespectful woman. I just want her, in my mind still, she going to look at the numbers, what he makes and what I have, and she going to give me something. This is what I'm thinking. Y'all okay? So, again, the transcripts are inaccurate. Just a moment. I'm going to, because I'm going to reference the transcripts, okay? Okay, you guys, I know I'm anxious, so I'm going to try my best to remain calm, okay, you guys? I'm anxious, but I'm going to try to stay calm. So, again, the transcripts are not accurate. I don't realize that she's going to actually have my hearing. So, on the transcripts, page 3, and again, what it looks like they did, they took testimony and they moved it around to support what the law says, how a trial is supposed to be held. Also, if you go to the website and you read the transcripts, when you read my testimony, you read everyone's testimony, in important areas is testimony missing. It's a dash where it's missing words. And I'm confident that the judge and the court reporter worked in concert together, because just based on how things are. Okay, so where we are now, we're in court. His attorney starts to speak first. I ask, why does she get to go first? She looks at me all crazy. I apologize. And so what happens is she's trying to get them to move it to March 13th or March 14th, okay? I'm trying to say, lady, I need some relief. Is this the transcripts? February the 7th, 2019. They're on the website. Page 3, line 11. The court says, okay. I say, let me hear, she goes, so she goes, Miss, let me hear from you. I know you're anxious to speak. So this supports, she said this supports, and I'm anxious and I'm afraid, you guys, okay? Me, the respondent. Now, you know what? I just need relief. First of all, I need to be clear. He left a year ago. I did not know what to do. I didn't want to end my marriage. I waited for him for 1 year. He flipped and he flopped about going to counseling, which he did. And I've got email tests showing that. He said he wanted to mediate. So he told me he wanted to mediate. I didn't get an attorney. I didn't even file for spousal support for a year. Okay? In December, I got a thing that she was going to be his attorney. Okay? In December, about the time when I filed for spousal support, when I had the car accident, I'm finding out we filed for divorce over 16 months ago, at least 16 months ago. We spent a year apart. My husband is an alcoholic. He had flip-flopped, and I submitted tons of evidence to show that he has a history of getting angry, and then he comes and he does the right thing. So you guys, I was waiting for him. When I got the notice for this attorney, it started thinking, okay, sums up, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all about this attorney as we move forward, about this attorney of his, okay? So, okay, back to page 3 of the transcripts. He said he wanted to mediate. In December, I got this thing that she was going to be his attorney. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I thought you guys were going to hear it on January the 2nd. Again, you guys, I'm maintaining, and this play, these are things that I'm pointing out to you guys because in my divorce hearing, I requested a change of venue based on racial bias, based on discrimination, okay? And I'm showing my case. The people in the facilitator and the people that help you, sorry you guys, the self-help people, they told me she would hear it in January. I made them send me to the facilitator so I can do an official request. Had I not pushed it, because I knew that this lady was being racist to me, it would have been even additional more time that I didn't file for spousal support. Okay? And so I say, the lady before said to wait to the day. So I'm talking to her because I'm not sure if she's the same judge. Okay? Okay, page 3, transcripts, line 23. I say to her, the lady before said to wait to today. You guys, I don't know what's going on. I just need relief. My husband is left. I'm going through a divorce. If you've gone through the divorce, you know it's trying. You don't expect for the judicial system to treat you this way. Okay? And so, I have overdue bills. I have no income. My husband makes over $15,000 a month easily. I have nothing. I can pull up my checking account. See, I have probably $25. I have all these overdue bills. I read your paper and I saw, this is what, okay, watch what this says. This is the transcripts. Page 3, the court says, I read your paper and I saw your request. Blank. Total blank. Okay? Okay, she's referring to my request, and it's blank, so I'm not sure. Because of my response, I'm saying I didn't know what to do. When, again, and I may have said this before, when he filed for divorce, y'all, I was in a daze, okay? And he would do this stuff to me to hurt me. And when he let me suffer, then he'd come and do something nice to make things better for me. This is the cycle that I lived in with this man. Okay? In the response, she's saying something about my paperwork. And what I think she's referring to, I didn't initially request spousal support. I only requested alimony because in a divorce paper, you have to respond. And the paperwork is similar to the filing. They wouldn't help me the first time I went to self-help because I didn't have my taxes. So I just sat outside on the court stoop and I copied his work. Everything he put down, I copied and I submitted it because I had so many days to respond. So I didn't request for spousal support. I put alimony. He checked alimony because he knew he had to pay me. I checked alimony. Okay? So this is what I want y'all to know. Okay? I know I'm going to get sidetracked. I want you guys to read the transcripts. I'm going to find specific parts in here where she talked to me crazy. Okay, y'all? Okay, guys, I want y'all to, the link below for the website, the transcripts are on there. I want y'all to read the entire transcripts. But I'm going to point out this part. Again, this is transcripts from February the 7th, 2019, and this is page 5. This is what the court says. So this is what I'm going to say, based on the information presented. I don't find any support for the allegations you're making about the income. But I'm going to order, and it's blank. Okay? Based on what happened and how it happened, and I'm sorry you guys, my heart is racing. She said this, but she didn't say this during this time. This whole transcript is out of sync and doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to read portions to you what it says. She says, I'm going to order this. Okay? It's blank. Okay? This is what I say. I have evidence. If you want to see, I have his money that he's gotten. His mother, okay, it says, I have evidence. If you want to see, I have his money that he's gotten. And I don't think I said it that way. Then it's blank. His mother gave him $25,000 a year in December. And my husband has $30,000 in mutual funds. And it's blank. Okay? Blank. I mean, when I say dash, it's missing testimony. The court says, ma'am, what's your evidence? Then it's blank. Now listen to me. This is what she says to me. She says, page 5, line 14. Ma'am, what's your evidence? Then I respond, it says unintelligible. It's meaning they don't understand me. Okay? The court says, stop speaking. Listen to me what she says to me. Line 16. She says, stop speaking. You said you have evidence. What's your evidence? This is how she's talking to me, y'all, okay? Line 18. Do you want to see his paychecks? This is what she says to me. No. Here's the way this works. I don't want to see anything. You have the burden of establishing certain things. So if you have evidence, tell me what it is. Now remember, y'all, okay? And let me tell y'all, this is the beginning of this witch. Racist witch, okay? Follow me. First she says in line 14, ma'am, what's your evidence? And then it's partially blank. She asked me what the evidence is. I respond what it is. It's not on the transcripts. Okay? She tells me, stop speaking. You said you have evidence. What's your evidence? Do you want to see the paychecks? She says to me, no. Here's the way this works. I don't want to see anything. You have the burden of establishing certain things. So if you have evidence, tell me what it is. First, she told me to stop talking, to show it to her. When I asked her, did she want to see it? She said, no, she don't want to see it, that I should tell her. And y'all, this is how this racist savage treated me for over 12 months. And y'all, I'm still oblivious that she's a racist, okay? I'm confused. I'm just thinking this is a nasty judge. She just having a bad day. Honestly, at this point, I don't even, after things goes on and things transpire, I see what's happening to me. Page 23. I'll be happy to show you. Line 23, page 5. I'll be happy to show you. I can show you our tax paper with it's blank. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't know. This is my husband. I love my husband. I didn't anticipate him doing this to me. And I am in no way want to be disrespectful to you. I have no money. I have no way to feed myself. And you guys, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to tell y'all, okay? I want y'all to go through this and read this. I really want to point out specific stuff, but I have so much information and it's very important to me that you guys stay with me. And I know it can be complicated. I keep on saying that because it's a lot. And this is why they do this to us, because it's a lot to follow along and follow through when you want to defend your rights. Okay? So let me just sum this up to y'all really quickly. Okay? We're going back and forth. I tell her that he is an abusive alcoholic. She was nasty. She became even worse when I say he's an abusive alcoholic. And the reason being, spousal support is affected when you've been in an abusive relationship. Okay? Now, I just say this date. Moving forward, as time goes on, I demonstrate and I prove to her that he is an abuser. Okay? So, what ends up happening is she ruled against me. I want to make sure I tell you all the important stuff. What she ended up doing, because there's several things that I want to say to you guys. And I'm going to find it in the transcripts after I tell you. So, here's the main thing. Not know I'm African. It's just like inconceivable that they do this to us. And just based on I'm a black person. Because I'm black. So, what she does is she goes back and forth harassing me, talking to me like I stole something to prove my husband's income. You guys, when he filed the divorce, he submitted his W-2s, his tax return, and his December 2018 pay stub, which showed what he made for the year. When she responded, it's a form called the FO-150. I think it's called the income and wage verification or income and expense form. By this date, he has submitted at least 2. Okay? This judge already knows how much he makes. For over 20 minutes, she sits there and she talks to me crazy. And she harasses me about proving how much my white husband makes. Okay? Then, when I say he's a abusive alcoholic, and this is what she does. This is what I'm telling you, how they malign us. And this is, they do these tactics unconsciously. They do it normally. They just do it. They don't think about it. They do it. This is how they're used to maligning people. And let me say this to you. This woman was a fraud district attorney. So when I tell you all the things she did, we can't say that they call it an error. When they make mistakes, they call it an error. This woman was a district attorney in fraud. She wasn't an attorney. She's a judge. When you rule in a civil case, you have to have the aptitude to be able to discern what is the truth. Did she look at the evidence? Okay? Common sense, just in general, she should have looked and saw his FL-150, and she probably did. She was harassing me. The way that officer got behind Sandra Bland, y'all watch the video of Sandra Bland, it's on Hulu now, okay? He pulled her up over, the officer that stopped Sandra Bland pulled her over for not making a right signal. What he did was he got behind her. She probably became alarmed and she moved to the right. When she moved without signaling, that's when he pulled her over. This is what they do to us. And let me tell y'all, you guys, I got to take it down a notch. If y'all listening attentively, I need you to be gatekeeper of your thought. This is not good. This is nasty. Today what's happening is atrocious. It's a travesty. But I need you guys to be conscious of and be calm. Because we're going to take care of this. Everything happens in divine order. People get it like they died. They've been hanging black men. Okay? So, we're going to take care of this. Okay, so, what she does is, she sits here and harasses me. Look at the transcripts. This is how thick the transcripts are. For over 30 minutes, she sits there and questions me about how much my husband made when she got it at her fingertips. Then, when I said that he was an abusive alcoholic, she ruled against me. She didn't order spousal support. Then his lawyer goes, remember I responded. This goes into the my position that I needed to do a change of venue, that the whole department, this whole court system in this district of Pomona were involved in this malignment. When I went to the facilitator she's a facilitator. So if you want to get a divorce, if you want to get a restraining order, she helps you with the paperwork. She has lawyers that she calls and leaves messages that she engaged with. She helps you do the paperwork. Okay? She did my paperwork for me. And you guys, I didn't realize until I got home. She asked me how I was paying my bills. I said my son was loaning me money. You'll see on the paperwork, her handwriting. That's when I wrote he didn't give me money while he got all mad and submitted all these nasty lies. I said he's giving me zero money. You see my handwriting. Right in the middle, the facilitator writes in that I get $500 a month for my son. It's not in my handwriting. The facilitator wrote it. And I think listen, okay? So his attorney, this is what I believe they're all working together. The attorney goes, well, she gets $500 a month. It's a gift. She says that because my husband gets a gift of $25,000 a month. I mean, every year Christmas. For the past 10 years, 15 years, maybe more than that, for Christmas, my husband gets a gift from his parents. And it's usually between $20,000 and $30,000, okay? And because that was a gift, that should have played into him paying me spousal support. During the court case, she says it. The judge, she laughs, says, oh, it's one of the things she says, oh, it's a matter of that $25,000. She says it looking at me laughing about it, okay? I don't remember seeing that in here, but I remember her saying that, okay? And so, where am I? So, his attorney says, well, it's a gift. Anyway, you guys, she uses this ex-spouse app. It's an app that tells you how much money you have to pay. She used the ex-spouse printout my husband's lawyer submitted. She didn't question anything. In there are things like health insurance. He put in his health insurance. My husband had my daughter on health insurance. That number included my daughter. It shouldn't have been in there. Okay, so the judge is supposed to review the evidence and legitimize it. The way she's sitting here for 30 minutes asking me questions about stuff she already had, they didn't ask my husband anything. And peep this. So this is what they do. His attorney takes our tax return. You guys, in 2016, I made money because my husband wouldn't give me money for my business. I started doing different stuff to get money to market my business, okay? Remember, I have a girls group. My girls group is an extension of my brand that I'm trying to build, okay? She takes a tax return. I haven't worked in over 10 years. I had an income in 2016. I don't think it was $20,000. His attorney crosses out how much I make a month. I mean, what my income was. Writes in $1,800 and something dollars. The judge uses what his attorney submitted as my income. You guys, I didn't have no income. Matter of fact, give me a minute because I'm going to find it here. That part in the transcripts, we talk about my income. You guys, I'm having an increasingly difficult time with this, but I'm doing what I can to put in video form so it can be easy for you guys to listen and follow along. If there's any pertinent other information that I think is valuable for you guys to know, I'm going to put it on the website. And also remember the transcripts and other evidence is on the website, okay? So I want you guys to go to page 19 of the transcripts dated February the 7th, 2019. Page 19, line 10. The court. All right, so I'm going to use the 1820 as income to Miss. So this is what she says. She's going to use the 1820. This is what I say. Can I speak to you about? They block out what I said. She says no. Y'all go ahead and finish reading page 19, but I want you guys to understand, okay? And this is where I'm going to demonstrate that I wasn't treated fairly and equitably. In this court hearing for spousal support, this woman spent over 20-30 minutes trying to make me demonstrate how much my husband earned. She did this when she had his tax return, his W-2, and his December check stub. Okay? From the December check stub, it showed that he made $14,000, between 14 and like 14 something, maybe over $14,000 a month. This was my husband's one job. My husband had multiple jobs. My husband had at least 3 jobs in this year. Okay? And I never said my husband didn't work. My husband is a workaholic, y'all. Okay? That was another strain in our life. He would always be at work. So she ruled against me. She didn't order that he pay spousal support. I had no income. I submitted my medical records. According to every attorney that I spoke to, that she was supposed to use the income that I had. So she uses this 1820. And in the court documents, it shows where his attorney, and when she submitted her evidence, she took our tax return, and I was just mistaken. It wasn't 2016, it was 2017. She took our tax return, his attorney, crossed out how much I actually made, and wrote in 1820. I want y'all to see that this woman says that, okay? And then in future documents, what she says she did, she said she allocated, I'm not saying it right, she allocated me with minimum wage. I'm not saying it right, but what she's trying to say is that she's trying to say that I have to make a mere minimum wage. The figure she used was not minimum wage. She just did that to cover her butt, that she didn't do what the law says. She used the information that the opposing attorney said. She didn't question it. Okay, so again, you guys, I want to highlight what's important. What's important is that in this court case between me, a black woman, and a white man, the judge is not hearing this court case equitably, judiciously. She spent 30 minutes, in excess of 30 minutes, asking me how much he made when she had it before him. In the documents I just told y'all, page 19, she tells me what she's going to use from my income. When I say, can I speak to you about it, she clearly tells me no. It's a few more items, you guys, okay? Stay with me, please. I want to demonstrate to you guys that I'm getting upset. Okay? I'm going to finish doing this, but my heart is racing. I'm getting upset. And I really want y'all to follow along, because if you guys watch Sandra Bland, that man got behind her, antagonized her, and then when he was sitting there giving her a ticket, he started questioning her. And if you are a white person, you might view this, well, she's angry, she's mad. Me or Sandra Bland? Because we're being harassed. We're being harassed and we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything but live our life. And if white people are watching this, if you went through a divorce, and remember, you guys, I started a business for women. People get divorced every day. I got girlfriends that was married to a pro basketball player. You might be watching this video. She was having anxiety. Her doctor prescribed her Ambien. My doctor prescribed me Ambien too. When you're going through divorce, if you're watching it, divorce is hard. This is why I wanted Wendy to get involved, because I wanted her to help me through this, because divorce is hard. And I shouldn't have to go through this because I'm black. And I'm sorry that I'm crying. I'm sorry that I'm upset. But see, you guys, this is why they kill us in the street. Because human nature is you get tired and you'll retreat and you'll walk away. So what I'm saying, all the cases you see, those are the ones we know. How many we don't know? How many we don't know? Okay? I know it's something I want to say to you guys. Okay, because this is important too, okay, you guys? More of the lies. More of the lies in the transcripts. So, and I keep talking about these court dates because this stuff spirals out of control. And this lady does all this unethical stuff. And she's used to getting away with it. This lady had been a judge not even, I don't think, 12 months. Like I said, you guys, my husband worked in the same area as this judge lives in. And my husband worked with the court system and the family court system 9 times. He told me during the argument that he knew her. Okay? They waited 6 months to give me a court date. When he had filed in September of 2017. I got notification in July 2018 of our first court date. And the reason why it was like that, you can Google and see how judges are assigned. They strategically determined when the court date was because they wanted this woman. Okay? So, page 22, the court, and this is a lie, you guys, okay? Page 21, line 27, his attorney says, Your Honor, for the 2 upcoming hearings, can we put those on the same date? The court says we can't consolidate those dates. We want to advance them to the 13th. That's her asking the judge asking my husband's attorney. That's fine with me. His attorney says. We'll advance the vocational evaluation. And you guys read page 22 because I'm kind of getting flustered, and I just want to sum it up for you guys what happened. This whole page 22 is a lie. Okay? And all the stuff that I'm telling you is germane to what happens. So again, I'm sorry guys, I'm having a hard time. I should stop saying that, right? Okay, you guys, I'm going to move forward. So what happened was, again, March 13th was his court date for vocational evaluation. March 14th was my court date for attorney fees. Okay? What actually happened, his attorney asked to move the date. The judge asked me if it was okay, and I said no. And the savage, she did this, she giggled and she laughed. She laughed and she giggled. She laughed and she giggled because she knew I said no because she ruled against me and she didn't give me spousal support. She thought it was funny. In the court documents, it says that she advanced the court date. And I knew about it. That's not what happened. And how I'm going to prove it to you, because what actually happened, she ruled against me and I didn't have any money. I went home and I filed for food stamps because I didn't have an income. March the 13th, they called me for an interview for food stamp interview. Okay? I'm getting ahead. They didn't say in court that they advanced it. I said no. Within a week or 2 later, I got a notice in the mail about the court date. Okay? I emailed his attorney. My heart is racing, y'all. I emailed his attorney asking her to move the court date from March the 13th to the 4th. I said, can we move the March 13th court date? March 13th court date was her date for vocational evaluation. Okay? She responded to me because I called it first. Let me back up because all this is important. I called the clerk. I'm going to put the phone records on the website. I called the clerk and asked the clerk, can I move the court date? Because I had something that came up on March the 13th. March the 13th, I had a food stamp interview. I had no income. I'm married to a white man who is an executive and he makes over $14,000 a month and I'm in California. Okay? I called the clerk to ask her, can we do something with the date? She tells me to contact the opposing. If they agreed, it would be okay. All this is important. This is why I'm saying this to you. Okay? I call and leave a voicemail asking her, can we move the date? I called the food stamp people. Something happened where I didn't have to move the court date anymore. So I emailed her to follow up. I'm going to put the email on the website. I emailed her about moving the date. Okay? She says in the response, well, we asked you to move the date, but you didn't want to. She alluded to the fact that, I don't want to get too convoluted, she alluded to the fact that the court date was actually March the 14th. Let me not confuse you. But this is important in her response. When I emailed her saying about moving the court date, because I think I left the voicemail. I'm going to put the emails on the website. I don't remember specifically in what, bad brain, in what order this happened, but the email will show it. Okay, so I emailed to follow up to ask her to move it. And she was being sarcastic, like, no, Mr. So-and-so was busy that day, we can't move it. And she said, we wanted to move it, but you didn't agree. Remember, she said, I didn't agree. Okay? In the documents, in this transcripts, it reads like I agreed. I responded to her and said, well, you know what, ma'am? I don't understand how it got moved. What I recall, the judge said no. She agreed when I said no. This is her response. She said the judge advanced it for economic reasons. Okay? This is what she said. And I have emails of his attorney telling me this. Okay? And point to remember. Because y'all, this is going to be like a test. Okay? Because all this stuff leads up. Okay? So, in the court documents for the transcripts, they bring up these court dates, future court dates. His attorney asked to move it, and this is procedural stuff because things are supposed to be equitable. His attorney can't just say stuff. This is America. It's founded on fairness and what's equitable. She asked, can we move it? If I've already been notified, you can't change the date unless I agree. Okay? This is important, y'all, right? The transcripts are inaccurate, and I'm going to prove it because it's going to show in the email between me and her that she acknowledges that she wanted to move it, and I said no. Then she gets scared because what I did was I screenshot a picture of her original motion, the paperwork with, it's called a motion, asked about notifying me of the court date. Yo, I'm scared. I'm getting anxiety because this is so scary for me. So what I did was I took a screenshot of the court date, March 13th, with her date. Then remember, I got additional notice saying it was on the 14th. I'm asking her, how did this get moved? At first, she didn't acknowledge it. She didn't acknowledge it in the email till I emailed to attachments showing her, look, this court date was originally on the 13th. How did it get moved to the 14th? Then she says, oh, the judge advanced it for economic reasons. How does she know that? How does she know that? Unless she is engaging with the judge without, you can't talk to the judge by yourself without the party being there. And oh, they go on to talk. This goes on. The judge has conversations with her without me continuously. Okay, so I'm gonna post it on the website. My conversation with his attorney, where she's saying to me, no, she's saying it's funny because she was sarcastic. She was like, well, we wanted to move it, but you said no. Yeah, I did. Who moved it? Oh, when I said, well, so what she was trying to say, what she was trying to say was the date was already March the 14th. Remember, let me say this so you guys can understand because I know it can be convoluted. I'm going to say it slowly. March 13th was his court date for the vocational evaluation. March 14th was my court date for me asking for attorney fees. Okay? When I lost my spousal support hearing, she asked, can she advance the 13th to the 14th with my date so they can be on the same day? I said no. In my court hearing, where I recollect, the judge laughed and didn't agree. Later on, sometime later, I got documents saying that the vocational evaluation was on the 14th. And his lawyer is a liar. And she's sloppy with her lies. She's sloppy with her lies. We're talking when I asked her, and me asking to move the court date, me calling the clerk saying yes if the other party agree. That's important because something happens in the future that's detrimental to my case, and it's a similar issue. Okay, so in her email she goes, well, we asked you to move the court date, but you said no. She was acting like that the court date was originally on the 14th because the judge moved it. And the judge moved it without me knowing. But I had, which doesn't make any sense, I don't know why this chick is such a sloppy liar. I screenshot the original notification where it said the 13th. That's when she told me the judge moved it for economic reasons. Okay, you guys, remember back in January, the transcript of January, the judge knew about the March 13th and 14th day. If there was a cause or concern to move the dates for economic reasons, why didn't the judge do it then? At this time, to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm going to be treated this way. Had the judge said in January, let's consolidate it, I probably would have agreed. I didn't realize that I was going to be sitting here being maligned. I honestly thought I was more concerned about my husband drinking excessively because I wasn't there to monitor him. I was more concerned about my husband's well-being. And I'm trying to low-key say this to these people. Y'all, he alcoholic and he is not acting right. I'm going to show you the email where I emailed his attorney saying, you guys, I emailed his attorney and I said, y'all, Miss so-and-so, my husband's an alcoholic. He's angry, he's upset. We need counseling. Okay? This is me saying to her, listen, I'm okay, we can deal with this, but it'll be better to deal with it if he and I go talk to someone and we can do this amicably. Now remember, when y'all read this, later on, when they malign me, my attitude the whole time is me agreeable. And y'all, me being understanding and loving and nurturing, this is my husband, y'all. And you can think whatever you want to think that I'm married to this white man. You can have your opinion. You can comment. I am not mad at you. I carry guilt because I was a good wife. I took care of my family. And I low-key think I could have done this with a black man. And I did this to this white man. I gave him my entire self. And this is what he's doing to me. And then I rationalize it. He's an alcoholic. I'm like, yo, he's an alcoholic. He's not playing with a full deck. He's not okay. He hasn't been, since we've been together, he has been troubled. And so, you guys, I think I'm going to end there. I'm sorry I'm so emotional about this, but I'm moving forward. I have a lot to tell you guys, and I have a lot more to share. It's going to get a lot worse, you guys. I need y'all to stay with me because if you guys are following along, I keep on repeating this because this is important. I'm doing this because I really, and y'all, I always forget about the GoFundMe. Ladies, black girls, please, $1. And again, I really want you guys to submit $1 because I really need to be able, y'all, attorney fees are ridiculous. And when I raise enough money for a civil rights lawsuit, and if these videos get public awareness, hopefully I can get attorneys that can help me because I'm confident that we probably can do a class lawsuit, what's it called? A class A, or what is it called? You guys forgive me with my bad brain. A class of, what's it called? Class A lawsuit, when everyone, like when a group of people do it together, because I have discussed it. I've talked to other people in California that went through the judicial system who are not black, white women, but their husbands or their baby parents were their fathers. Baby father was white, and it's the man judge, this guy right here, he maligned them. And you guys, I'm going to put a link on here to the the roving room, some dude goes ham about this man being in cahoots with Harvey Weinstein, the guy who raped all the girls in California. Y'all, I'm from New York, but I'm in LA, and girl, you guys out here, LA is a trip, y'all. LA is small, okay? And so, you guys, please, I want to go ahead. I think I already told you guys, I've been doing these videos in piecemeals because of my concussion. I laugh, you guys, because I'm messed up, y'all. I don't remember what I put on here and what I didn't put on here. Okay? So, if it's redundant, and that's what his lawyer would say in my response, her stuff is redundant because you guys, I have a really bad issue with short-term memory. Okay? So, read the transcripts. Please, if you... I'm torn because initially when I started doing this, it was for black women. I wanted black women to donate $1 to the Do You See Me campaign. I See You campaign. And I really want to say, you know, the black woman, the most unprotected, disrespected woman or person in America, unprotected, disrespected. I wanted to show y'all, I wanted to show the world this black girl magic. And since I started this campaign, they done murdered, they done lynched George Floyd, killed Breonna, the Ahmaud, they've been lynching brothers. Everything happens in divine order. And I don't want to be on my high horse, but I need y'all to stay with me, okay? I want to tell y'all a quick story that's important. I know I'm getting people from different age groups. And I talk to a lot of brothers that think the world is against us, that the cards are against us, okay? You got to change what you feel and what you think. You have to. My aunt, if she watches this video, she going to deny it. I got an aunt that's over 90. And when Obama ran in the primaries against Hillary, it's my old black aunt who's like 90-something. She's probably like 80-something then. She said, I'm voting for Hillary. I'm not voting for him. And she said it alluding to a black man is not going to get elected as the president of the United States. So, we had Obama. Y'all remember when he was first elected? We was running down the street screaming and yelling when Obama was elected. And it was like, wow. So y'all know, you new generation, y'all like, what's the big deal? Y'all elect y'all Generation Y or X elected Obama. And y'all thinking like, so what's the big deal? Well, my aunt, she voted for Hillary Clinton because she's a woman. And also, she didn't think this black man was going to win. So, all this protesting's going on. We sit and witness them lynch a black man. Now they're hanging people. I'm demonstrating to y'all how in 2019, as a black woman, my court civil hearing is being held like it's Jim Crow. And see, I serve a good God. My heart is hurting. I'm scared. I'm afraid. But I know there's going to be change. When all this different stuff is happening, if you know history, stuff lines up. And it lines up for the better. Like the mayor of Atlanta fired that police officer. Oh, they're saying, oh, that was really quick. It was no investigation. It wasn't supposed to be an investigation. He shot the man in the back. He shot the man. Let me calm down. He shot the man in the back. And us black people, we look at this like, wait a minute. Did y'all not see what I just saw? And then some black people, some of you guys are like, over it. Y'all are so like, this is horrible. I talked to my son when they killed George Floyd. I looked at my black son. I said, baby, you okay? You know how he looked at me? That's what happens, Mom. That's what they do to us. So I sit here and I think to myself, what it feels like to be a black man. What it feels like to be a black man, that you live in this country, you work, you pay taxes, you participate as a part of the society, and they think it's okay to sit there and put a knee on a man's neck, lynch someone. Then I see Sandra Bland. My heart hurts for you, Sandra Bland, but I am Sandra Bland. And I got you, sister. I'm struggling. But see, I can't just sit still and let them do this to us. And that's why I also want to speak about Sandra Bland really quickly, because I know Sandra Bland very well. I'm the same kind of individual. I fight for justice. That was one of the biggest differences between my husband and I. My husband was a go along to get along. He gonna be on the team that's gonna win. He had no ethic morals, or he didn't stand for anything. Okay, that's the man I married, and I excused it because that's how he was raised, and I felt like I was trying to influence him. Okay, Sandra Bland, they claimed, committed suicide. I am full of life. I see her parents and I see how she is, how she's silly and fun, and say, y'all, I grew up going to school. I grew up going to class with white people too. My friends were white. And she says that in her video. So we know how white people are. And we don't get mad at white people, because some white people be our best friends. Some white girls hook us up to hang out with us, take care of us, and love us. I got a friend been my friend on Twitter for over 10 years. On Instagram, this is my baby. And she posts about Black Lives Matter. That white girl ain't got no reason to do that other than she's humane. She's humane. And Sandra Bland said, y'all watch the video, she said, all white people ain't this, that, and the third. And you guys, it's important that I say that to you. And some of y'all gonna get mad. And I let people live, I let you experience your feelings. Some of y'all like, I ain't fooling with them racist white people. Don't let them. I'm begging you. If you choose to be that, I can't say anything. Okay? But I don't want you to carry that on your heart. I don't want you to look at a group of people and think negative thoughts. That's what they do. They do that because they're insecure. They do that because they feel inferior. And let me tell y'all, I don't really feel comfortable talking about a whole group of people. Sandra Bland, like me, was a black person who was very proud about her blackness, but had friends that were white. And I don't like saying blanket statements, but a lot of them are raised in a certain way. My heart hurts. A lot of them are raised in a certain way where they feel inferior, you guys. They feel insecure. And when you feel inferior and insecure, you won't lean or bully someone that's perceived below or beneath you. And for a lot of them, we are a good target. Okay? If you disagree with what I'm saying, I open and welcome you to comment, because I respect what everyone feels and thinks. We have to work through this together. My main concern is I don't want you to feel broken. I don't want you to feel hurt. I don't want you to have these ongoing psychological issues that we as people have. I want y'all to believe that we're going to make a difference. And I'll tell y'all about that dollar. If you donate the dollar, I get attorneys. We hold these people accountable. You know what you're going to say to your grandkids? I helped them change the law. Back in 2020, they was killing black people like it was nothing. And I participated in the change. Y'all, I'm hurting. I feel sad, but I'm positive. I'm a positive person. And again, I watched the Sandra Bland story last night. I think I'm going to add to the website, Sandra Speaks. Sandra Bland's sister and mom, if you are watching this video, I am Sandra Bland. And I got you. I got you. Please subscribe. Donate your $1. If you don't have $1, send this video to somebody. And remember, when you donate the $1, go to my Instagram or the Facebook or the Twitter, get a picture of one of these racist judges and hashtag it. Do you see me? I see you. And you can add Sandy Speaks, I Can't Breathe, George Floyd. My tangent. I'm going to close, but I want to say this to you because black people, this is one of the issues that we have. And this is how they divide us. I come from a corporate background, so I understand how a group achieves a goal. I'm going to say some things that some of you might not like. I'm going to say things that you're not going to agree with. But what you do agree with is that black people shouldn't be discriminated against. And you know, I hate to make it to black people shouldn't be murdered in the street. That's a given. Black people shouldn't go through a divorce with a white person and endure this. Y'all see that video of that little boy hiding behind a car every time the police go by? Little black boys shouldn't be afraid of the police officers. Okay? I want to talk some more, but I'm going to wrap this one up, okay, you guys? Please pull up. Pull up, and thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you. I got the strength in continuing because I really believe that we're going to make a change, and I'm excited about it. Thank you so much.
Tell your friends to pull up.